Welcome back once again to my unprofessional studio where I record what I want when I want because my studio is my room and I have a camera, which is my phone, and a microphone, so I'm going to do what I want with it. That is within legal parameters, of course. And guess what? This time I'm wearing socks again. Wow, imagine that. But this time of the ankle variety because those are the only clean ones I have. Because I was too lazy to put my other ones away, so I can't find them. And I'll find them later. Whatever. You guys don't care about that. It's currently 9:10. So I don't know if it will show up. Probably won't. But it's 9:10. It is 9 p.m. 9:10 p.m. at... What's the date today? It's Wednesday, May 6th. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but I guess I just feel like I have to prove that it's at 9. I don't know why. It's called Thoughts at 9. I guess it'd be inauthentic. And I don't want to be inauthentic, obviously. It'd be bad, you know. You know what's weird? I really enjoy doing these. At first, when I thought of it, I was very... it was very spur of the moment, you know. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do this again, but I'm gonna do what I think is fun. And then the second one was also fun, and I thought it was even better. And this one, I'm so excited, dude. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm just like, I'm enjoying it, you know. And I'm gonna hope that my microphone is on the right setting, and that I didn't press the wrong button. No, it's good. It's just, you know, it's perfect. Yep. Currently 9/11. Never forget. R.I.P. You will live in our hearts. But besides that, how you guys been doing? Really? That's interesting, you know? You know, I did that too for a little bit, and then, you know, got arrested by the police. But, you know, you do you. I won't rat on you. I would never do that. That'd be bad, you know? I don't, you know, not telling the police something is better, you know, if you get to live off of not telling the police, or instead of telling the police and then, you know, dying, because no one wants to die. And I'm scared of that, but I'm also scared that I didn't press record on my audio again, because maybe I didn't, so I'm just constantly paranoid that I didn't, and I can't just look over and check because my desk is over there and I have to walk over and look at my computer monitor. And what I've been thinking about actually is just moving my monitor over a little bit when I record these so I can actually tell that it's doing something. And let me check that real quick. Yes, okay, we're good. No, we're good. Awesome. Perfect. But also you may notice, if you're watching the video, or maybe just in quality of audio, my microphone now has an afro. Because I need a pop filter, and I was going to put it on my mic stand, but I don't know why. I thought my mic stand would go this far, but my desk is on my other side of my room, so I don't know why I thought that it would be that long. And if it was that long, I think I'd have an even bigger problem, because it would take up way too much space. You know, that'd just be bad. You know, I don't want my microphone to be over there. Sorry, I'm super hyped and energetic today. This week's been weird. It's been up and down, but recently, like today, I've been playing games with my brother and some of my friends, and I recently just got off a game of Left 4 Dead 2, and if you ever played that game, you know exactly how intense it is, because it's just zombies just coming at you. And I know a lot of people think that like zombie games are like boring and dull now, but like there's a reason why Call of Duty Zombies mode is still popular, and it's like Left 4 Dead 2 is like one of the best zombie games. And it's not even that it needs like a big story. It's like a virus, like the generic virus thing, where it's like, oh, they turned people into zombies, but like it doesn't matter because it's just so high paced and everything's so satisfying. The shotguns are nice. I don't know why you'd ever use a sniper, but there's a sniper, you know. The automatic guns feel nice. The Uzis are nice, dude. The grenades are really good. I really love using them. The chainsaw, melee weapons. My throat is really dry today. I should have gotten some water, but I didn't. So I guess I've been doing something wrong, because a lot of people tell me to drink water. Or not me specifically, but you see online, it's like, oh, drink water. But No, I have decided not to do that today. I will never drink water again. Instead, I will drink the pee or drink the blood that comes out of instead of piss, because I haven't drank any water, and it's recycling, I don't know where I was going. I feel like I have spoken more words in these 5 minutes than I did in my last podcast, because my last podcast was very laid back and I was very tired and it was like, yeah. But now I'm like, I got so much energy right now, and I don't know why. I've been like this all day. I was giggling all throughout the day because I just kept thinking of different names for Phineas and Ferb, like I don't remember. The only one I really remember was Fob, Knob, and Frob, and that's not funny, but for some reason, to me, I just couldn't contain myself when I was thinking about it, so I was just laughing hysterically about it, and I don't know why, because it's obviously like it's not funny. It's like, he moved some letters around and added some syllables, and you got Fob, Knob, and Frob, right? It's like, it's stupid, but here you are, like, just being here, and I think that what else is going on in my life? Because I'm a narcissist, and that's why I created a podcast, so I could talk about myself. Once again, I realized on my last podcast that I had started like up here on the edge of my bed, and then I slowly just moved towels back here, and this is probably just more comfortable, I guess. What else has been in my life a lot recently? Star Wars. I've been getting really into. Like, I've been a Star Wars fan pretty much since I've known about it, right? But especially these last few weeks with the Clone Wars new seasons, I've been getting really heavily into it. I started watching the Clone Wars again, rewatched it, and watched the new season. I started watching Rebels. I'm gonna read the comics soon once I finish the Boys comic that I'm reading. But also, I bought the Fallen Order game, which is really good. I really enjoy it. I'm like 10 hours in. I think I'm a little bit behind in terms of average playtime, but that's because I keep exploring the same things and getting lost, like an idiot, because I always do that in video games, because I'm like, are you sure you checked this area? Are you sure you checked this area? And I blame Skyrim for that, because Skyrim gave me that mentality, because all the caves kind of look the same. So you're like, oh, maybe I didn't check this area, maybe just because it looks the same. Because if you think about it, it's like, obviously, it's not technically bad game design. They all kind of look the same just because it's a cold, harsh winter, or maybe not even winter, but it's just cold and harsh, and his caves are going to all look the same because it's basically the same area. Yeah, but anyways, I've been getting really good in really into Star Wars Fallen Order, or whatever. I don't keep on forgetting what the name is. But then I also played Battlefront 2, the new one, with my friends, and that's really fun. I'm not heavily into shooters and online games and stuff, but I really enjoy that. It's pretty fun. Like, I don't play a lot of shooters. Like, I'm just repeating what I said. But when I play with my friends, it's like a lot more fun because there's a community aspect to it. And I can actually feel like I'm good at it. Or if I'm not good at it, then my friends are like, yeah, I'm not doing great either. Or your friends can carry you or whatever. That really brings the multiplayer aspect together for me, right? Because it's like you're stuck here, or it's like you're online, but you don't really feel like you're connected to anyone. But when you're online and you're talking to your friends, you're like, oh, this is where the community aspect comes in. I'm taking my socks off, and that's not good. I'm sorry. To anybody screaming at me currently right now. And, I'm sad they're ending Battlefront 2. For some reason, they're ending Battlefront 2, and it makes no sense to me. They were just picking it up. They turned it around, and they had this whole plan for it, and they got like halfway through the plan, and they stopped it. They did the same thing with Battlefield 5, which I didn't play, but I heard it wasn't good, but it was getting better through updates. And I think DICE, the guy who runs DICE now, or the guy who is in charge of the guy who runs DICE, was the guy who used to be the head of, like, the guy who made the FIFA games. So I think that's the reason why they just kind of want to focus on other things. So he's shifting things, and that pisses me off because why would you promote the guy who makes soccer games to the head of a company who makes shooting games? That logic doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like EA. I don't like him at all, and that's not great. What else? What else is there for me to talk about? It's like 10 minutes in, and I already forgot it. Oh yeah, here's another thing, is like, they obviously know what makes a game good. They're DICE. They've made several good shooting games in the past, but yet now they're floundering, and it makes no sense to me. It's like they know what it takes to make a good game, and either it's EA or themselves don't want to put in the effort or the money to make it good, so they release it, and they're like, we'll make it good later. And that's a lot of games do. Like Fallout 76 did. Sea of Thieves did that to an extent, which I love Sea of Thieves. I play that game all the time if I'm with friends and I have enough time, because that game takes up a lot of time to actually get going. But that game released with like barely any content. There wasn't much to do. People complained. And now it's really good. I really enjoy it. It can be a bit repetitive, obviously. The gameplay loop's kind of competitive, but there's different aspects, and there's also the arena mode now. So now if you just want to do head-to-head pirate combat, there's that. You can do that. It's really good. Sorry, my mic afro's coming off. Dude, my brain was exploding with ideas to talk about, and now I am completely lost. I was talking about Battlefront, and I was talking about whatever. Anyways, yeah, so just companies can make games now that are full games, but now with the internet, they can just make half of a game, maybe not even half, and then release it, and then they'll be like, it'll get better over time. But it never does, or maybe it does, but then it takes 2 or 3 years. By that time, like, the next game in the series is coming out, so it's like there's no point. That's the good thing about indie games, right? I guess it happened to indie games. It happens with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is good. I love that game. I haven't played a lot of it on my PC yet, but I've played a lot of it on my Xbox, and I really enjoyed it. But it happens less with indie games, and if it does happen with indie games, it's very rare that you haven't heard about it. So like you see like Soul Knight, which is an indie game, or what's it called? Shovel Knight. I don't know why there's knights, but Shovel Knight's a really good game that was fully released, and they've just added free content up to it. Like, it was already a full game, and they just keep making it fuller. I think they've been raising the price of it a little bit. Like, if you bought it at $25 originally, it's still, you don't have to pay for any updates. I think my Chromebook just died. Yep. But like, if you want to buy it now, it's like $35 or something. Excuse me one moment while I try to get my Chromebook charger. Look at this. It's not even almost dead. What are you talking about? It's literally like, it's 77% full. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm straight up not vibing. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my throat's a little sore. So, watch out. Stay 7 feet apart away from your screen, because you might contract the coronavirus. And hold on. I might have a mask somewhere. Do I have a mask? I don't think so, and I don't think that'd be good podcasting, because I don't think you'd understand me that well. So stay away from me. Obviously, we want to we want to pertain to the safety precautions that is not only being given out by our country if you live in the U.S. or literally anywhere, but also the WHO and everything. That's freaking. I don't want to get political, but just everything going on with this and how everyone's turning the coronavirus like into political things and trying to. I hate politics, dude. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about politics and my stances and stuff, but like, I really just don't like it, because everyone turns everything into politics. And it's like, maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe it's just Dude, sorry. My brain went straight from being like energetic, like dude, to like, because I have to talk about politics. There we go. What's next? Let's see. My video update. I think it's in week 3 at this point, and I do not have the progress that I should have. But like, I just don't want to edit, dude. I have these great plans, but it just takes a lot of editing. And then sometimes I watch it and I'm like, this isn't that bad. And then sometimes I watch it and I'm like, this is horrible and I want to redo everything. And yes, I know that like it's common for like people's first YouTube videos to be bad and then they slowly get better over time. But for me, it's like, I know it has to be bad, but if I just use that as an excuse, it's like, oh, it's going to be bad, then I don't improve. So I always have to constantly improve myself. So I'm somewhat conflicted on if I should re-record some stuff or not. I don't have this setup I did last time, and I might have to re-record stuff. I think I actually still have to record some stuff that I completely forgot about that I haven't gotten to yet. Holy crap! But yeah. So I'm trying my best, or not really. I guess I don't know why I said that. I just forgot what I was saying, so I just said that as a placeholder. But it's honestly not true because I need to finish it. I just need to put time into it. I'm either playing Fallen Order, League of Legends, or some other game that's multiplayer. Which I've stopped myself because I want to get back into streaming because the 2 people who watch this know that in January I started streaming on Mixer. And then I stopped because I was like, I need to create YouTube videos. So I was focusing on that, but then I never got it done. I never had the guts to do it. And this stuff happened, and I was like, okay, I need to do it because I have time. I don't have an excuse. But I've stopped myself. It's like I will not get back into streaming until after I post my video. So there are many times where like I want to start streaming again, but I just haven't because it's like my video isn't up yet. I don't know why I think that would help, but it might not. So I haven't gotten it done yet, but yeah, so there's moments where I'm like, this is horrible, and I need to finish it. Because I want it to be, obviously, it's not going to be, probably if I keep doing this consistently, it's not going to hold up to those. But I want it to be, like, the greatest thing I can think of. Like, greatest quality. There's not that many problems with it. And that's the thing. I just hate, because I always tweak things. I always think, oh, this would be perfect, and I do this, and I'm like, actually, this will be perfect. And I always tweak things way too much. So I have to find a balance. I have to try to find a balance with these videos is what is good, what is bad for tweaking, what should I not tweak, what shouldn't I, or should I tweak, what shouldn't I tweak, or maybe I shouldn't tweak it at all. Maybe I should just send it to some people and then I'll get their opinions on it. And I'll live by it. Not like it's the law, but depends on what they say. But it's obviously good because it's like, oh, I need to here's what I should do, especially if I contact other YouTubers, maybe even small ones, be like, hey, what's your experience and blah 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 blah. Because I've always learned from other people's experience really well. I think it comes as part of being the youngest because you learn your older people's mistake, your older siblings' mistake, and you're like, that is definitely something I should not do, But anyway, so I should learn from other people and learn myself, and like to just the fact, it's just content creation is like stressful because for me, I'm always thinking about the future, right? You're not thinking about this one video, and then the next video I'll do after. It's like I'll worry about that after I publish this one. It's like for me, it's like I have to have this idea, and I have to promote. I have to make them come out. All of this in this short amount of time, and I need to do this and I do this consistently and everything. That's what stresses me out. That's kind of also what's stopping me from editing because of this giant stress. And for some reason, I think that like the first time I publish this video, I'll get like a whole bunch of views, and I think that's stupid. And I think that's what's adding to my stress because I'm like, if a whole bunch of people are gonna see this, like I don't want it to be bad, and it's this constant stress that I have. But also, I enjoy the process. Like I enjoy recording these. I enjoy recording my videos. I genuinely think that some parts of it are actually pretty funny, and I get to share that funniness with the world. Whether or not it helps people, it helps me build confidence, not be over cocky, but like I think I'm funny and build up confidence, because especially as a teenager, I struggle with that. Sorry, I heard some people talking outside of my house, and I think they still are. But it's okay. No, we're good. I thought I heard someone I recognized, but no. I don't know. Yeah. So it's just stressing me out, because it's like, and also it's just editing is tedious work, and usually I'm good with tedious work if I have some music in the background to work with me, but because the editing is visual and audio related, I can't really listen to music, so I have to just dig through it and be like, okay, I need to do this, and it just takes a while, and I'm almost done with my first draft, but I just have to record a few more things and maybe change a few things, and the thing, I think I mentioned this last time, but like just the clone thing is hard, because it's like, oh, it has to be perfect. Like essentially what I have to do is basically, I cannot move, I shouldn't stop recording. I should just record one part, change shirts, or for me I change shirts, and then sit back in a different place, and if I'm responding to something I'm saying, then I have to then I have to time it right and be like, okay, yeah. But then the other thing is, it's just like, it's just really tedious, because it's not hard. I have a good editing software, and I can just put it in, and it's easy. It's not horrible, but it's just tedious. And it's just like, I don't want to do it, and it's like, oh, it's too ambitious, but no, it's not. It's just I'm lazy and I don't want to do it, and I don't want this to be a product of laziness. I want this to be something I'm proud of. And be like, oh, I did this, this is something I did, and if someone found it, they'd be like, oh, this is bad, probably, just because, I'm starting out, but it's also like, well, yeah, but I worked really hard on this is something I didn't skimp out on in terms of everything, so, I did what I thought was right and funny, and I think that's what matters, so, that's what I did, yeah, so it's just like, I want to do this thing, and I don't know how consistent I'll be, especially now. I found out that I told you in this last podcast, if you watched the last one, was that I was trying out for like a leadership position, and I got that leadership position, but the thing is now, especially during fall, because it has to do with marching band, and marching band in Texas has a lot to do with fall season. Like it's fall season, it's basically just football season, but instead of playing football, it's marching band, and it basically takes place during that time. But because I got this leadership position, it's very prestigious, and I have a lot of stuff to do. So I don't know how I'll work out everything. I hope I still be able to do the Wednesday stuff, but what I might have to do is might just release the audio for a couple of them, because I don't know if I'll have time to edit. It doesn't take long for me to edit, because I usually don't watch the whole entire thing, because it's a stream of consciousness. There's nothing bad in it. It's just I gotta put the outro at the end, and sometimes my phone stops recording after like 30 minutes and starts again, so I have to make sure that those line up as well. But yeah, so I don't know how much time I'll be able to have to do that, and I don't have a powerful enough laptop where I can just open it up at school and then like quickly do it. But I think what I might start doing is I'll record it, and then I'll edit it within that same day, like at 10. To be like, oh yeah, I'll do this. But I'll work something out. Whether it's just maybe there's shorter podcasts, maybe there's no video to go with it. But yeah. So it depends on what happens, and it really pisses me off, like I said before, with my camera, because I use my phone, because I don't have a good enough camera or good enough money to buy a good camera, but yeah, so I use my phone, and currently it's and after like 30 minutes of recording, it stops for like a solid 15 seconds and then starts back up again. Like if you watched on the last podcast, it like cut out, and that's really annoying. It's like, I don't want to deal with that. It's super. It's just like, ugh. But that's definitely something I want to invest in, is a better camera. I need more hard drive space as well, because I'm running on an SSD, and every time I upload like these videos to my computer so I can edit them, my computer just tanks in terms of speed because a lot of storage is being taken up. And it's like, so I have to delete it. I have to upload it quickly, edit it so that it's not taking up extra space on my computer, and then post it. And that's another thing, is my computer's being taken up a lot with stuff because I just haven't finished editing my video yet, and there's just a lot of footage. It's not going to be a long video. I think it's probably going to be like 12 to 14 minutes. But it's just, there's a lot of footage because there's a lot of stuff I have to put in and stuff, and it's fun. Like, it's editing is mundane, but I think the end product is going to be rewarding, and recording them and writing the videos and stuff is fun. Well, I'm not sure about writing. They're fun when they're in my head, when I'm writing them in my head, but as soon as I'm writing them down on paper, I immediately want to do something else. It's just like, I don't want to do this. It's like, I hate writing. I don't know if it's just because I'm lazy, and it's like, I could be doing something more stimulating now, like playing video games, and that's actually interesting and engaging, or if it's just because of English class. I choose to blame English class because I just hate writing essays and stuff. They just made me hate it. Dude, English made me hate books. Because even when I was young, I used to read a lot, right? And I used to love English class because all you'd have to do was like read books and then answer like answering reading comprehension questions. And that was easy because I was good at that. I was able to remember basically the basic stuff that happened, and that's all they'd ask. They'd ask the basic questions, and you'd be like, okay, and you got it, right? So you're there, and so it's easy. But now you have to like dig into the book, and it's like, I want to read a book. First of all, I want to read a book I want to read. That's not, To Kill a Mockingbird that moves at a snail's pace. But I also don't want to read it and then like answer a whole bunch of questions about the theme and the motif and whatever. And it's like, dude, I want to read books for entertainment. I don't want to understand the greater thematical thing behind it. And if I did, I'd watch a YouTube video on it. Honestly, it's like a movie. It's like half of the stuff I write in my essay I just get from YouTube videos. Not about the book, but just stuff I picked up about different themes and stuff. So I've learned nothing in English class. I've just learned it off of YouTube. I don't know what that means about me, but it's like, dude, I don't know. I just really don't like English class. I don't like a lot of my classes, honestly, and I think that's just maybe because of being a teenager. You lose motivation, or you just kind of slowly expand or for me, I've always kind of gone with the flow. But now that I've kind of figured out a lot of my interests, it's like I want to focus on that. I don't want to be in here learning about, the geography of Nepal when I could be here, like I could be like learning music theory to write music or play music or video editing classes or stuff like that. And instead, like I'm stuck learning about geography, and it's like, dude, it's like I don't care. Sorry, my nose is like bothering me. I don't know what is going on with my nose. It's so itchy. And the more itchy it gets. I think it's because, and this also might be why my throat is hurting a little bit. It's because of allergies. I get really bad allergies during springtime and fall. Or this isn't even fall. This is spring. Is it spring? I don't know if it's officially spring yet, but basically when things start blossoming, my nose starts hating me. Not even really running, but just starts itching, like I've said. Just things get in my nose. And then recently my chest and my neck has been hurting because of allergies. It sucks because you're breathing in all this stuff that your body thinks is toxic because your body is stupid and doesn't know, what is going on. And it's like, oh, this is dangerous. I'm also allergic to literally every furred animal ever. Like dogs, cats, gerbils, hamsters, like literally anything of that nature is like, you get that in my vicinity, I will die. Well, it's not some of them. Dogs, I'm only slightly allergic to. Cats and rabbits, I'm really allergic to. And I probably shouldn't be saying this on the internet, because if someone ever hated me, they could find me, and they could give me a cat and a rabbit, and I would die. Or maybe not die. I just have really allergic reaction to it. But I don't care. Because I'm a teenager and I'm edgy and, I want to die. Yeah, I'm allergic to a lot of things. But the funny thing is that, like, a month later, after we found out that I was allergic to dogs through, like, an allergy test, my mom got a dog. But I just like telling that story. But obviously she knew about it, and she was like, okay. And she got, like, a non-allergenic dog, like a dog that doesn't shed, one that needs a haircut. We thought it was a Maltese poodle, but apparently our dog groomer said it was a different breed, and I want to say Dachshund, but that's obviously not that. But I think it's something that starts with a D, and I could not remember if my life depended on it, because my brain is the size of a walnut. I've been talking for 30 minutes. See, I've been getting better at this. Like, I've obviously had some moments where I've just paused, but I think, honestly, it's just kind of, I don't know if I mentioned last one, but it's therapeutic, kind of, because you just kind of talk, and no one interrupts you, and I don't know if that's narcissistic, or if it's just, like, I get to think all these thoughts that just go through my brain, like, 24/7, I get to speak them out. Here's a thing I've been thinking about. Like, a couple of days ago, I realized it's like, this amount of screen time cannot be good for my brain, It's like I start on school, and it's on a Chromebook. So I'm looking at a screen then. After that, when I'm using my free time, if I'm not practicing an instrument, I'm playing on my computer, right? Or editing or whatever. Probably not editing, like I just said. I don't edit a lot. But then it's on my computer, and if I want to read, I'm reading a comic series that I'm reading through a PDF on the internet. So I'm on the internet, and I can't print it out because, first of all, that'd be a lot of pages. Second of all, that'd be a lot of ink. So that would be good. So I'm always just constantly looking at a screen, unless it's right now, where I'm just talking to myself. I don't know what. It's just like I've been getting a lot more headaches recently. Because of that fact, I think the other cause, could be that I'm having a brain aneurysm soon. But let's hope that's not the case, and it's just screen time. No, I'm just kidding. It's I don't know. My brain is paranoid every time. This is like WebMD is like my worst nightmare. It's pretty much everyone's. It's like you got a minor headache, and it's like brain aneurysm. But it was just one time I read a story on Reddit where it was like someone had these massive migraines, for years, and then one time they had like such an unbearable migraine, and then they went to the hospital. They were driven to the hospital, and it turns out they're having a brain aneurysm. Right? They were able to survive through science, I guess. But so now every time I have like the slightest bit of a headache, I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have a brain aneurysm. I'm gonna fall over. I'm gonna pass out, and and no one's gonna figure out how I died because I was a healthy little boy. Yeah, but it's like it's weird because I've always been really healthy throughout my life. Like I don't have, there's no cancer. There's nothing weird with me. My except for maybe a stutter that I have sometimes apparently. But there's nothing physically wrong with me, and that scares me because it's like he was, like, you see these stories like he was just an average kid until they went to the doctor and they found out that he had skanker danker dunk, where it's horrible. It's like their heart gives out. I don't know. So you're always paranoid. It's like I'm normal, but it's like, am I too normal? Like, should I be scared or something? So as soon as my freaking as soon as I start feeling like a little bit hurt or like a random ache and pain out of nowhere, you're like, I'm gonna die. Like I've bone cancer. I don't know. It's like this is not good. But then, obviously you're fine. You hope. You think mostly you're okay, but who knows? I forgot what I was talking about halfway through that sentence. And I lost my train of thought. Dude, I don't know. It's just weird thinking about diseases and death and stuff. It's like I don't want to. It's like mortality is so weird, dude. I don't think I'll ever be able to wrap my head around dying. It's like I don't want to die. I want to be around. It's like I want to be around for my funeral. It's like I want to see what people would say about me and everything. And maybe that's just because I want attention or I'm Snoopy. But it's like I want that. It's weird. I'm sorry. That was probably really horrible. That did not taste good. Did not feel good. Did not sound good. Probably for anyone. Also, I realized I've kind of zoned out, like I was at the end of the last one as well. I don't know what it is about from 9 to 10, but as soon as it's like slowly goes on, I'm just slowly just sinking down into tiredness. Oh crap, dude! Just dying is insane. Like whatever you believe, it's like you were here and now you're not here. And you can quote me on that. You were here and you were not here. Black science, man. I don't know. I want to do a lot of things before I die. That probably won't happen. Like go to space. And I'm not smart enough to be a scientist to go to space or to be an astronaut. So I think it would have to be tours, space tours. The thing at Disney World where you go inside a friggin' virtual simulator and you just watch a video and the thing shakes. No, I'm just kidding. But like something Elon Musk is doing with SpaceX, I think. Maybe it's a different company. I don't remember. He has so many companies that I can't really remember what he's doing. Elon Musk also has a company called like OpenAI or something, and I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's like genuinely terrifying. They implant these chips into your brain, where like I think they started doing that with, I want to say blind people. It was something with someone had it was a group of disabled people, or I don't know if disabled is politically correct, but I don't remember. But it was a certain group of disabled people, and he was able to like implant chips in their brains, and then they could do that thing now, and it's terrifying. Because I don't know if you've ever read the Bible. I'm living in a religious home, right? I'm not religious, but my family is, and I've read Revelations. Is it called Revelations? Is it called Revolutions? I don't know. It's the last book, and there's something like chip in head or something. They had like a mark on their forehead or something, and it's kind of eerie about how close it is to the chips in the head. And obviously, it's like just weird mumbo jumbo, maybe, but also there might be truth to it. And you're like, oh God, literally, God is gonna come down from the heavens and smite us all because we've been putting artificial intelligence into our brains. Oh yeah, okay. So I didn't actually really explain. I explained like what he did, but there's no why. The why is because he's like, okay, so evolution can only take us so far, right? We need to force ourselves to evolve, because either we need to merge with AI or we're going to die, right? We're going to get overthrown, so we need to merge with it. So he's creating technology to merge with AI, and that scares me, because Stephen Hawking also said that AI would be the death of us, and that's terrifying. And this is why you should never be educated on something. That's why they say ignorance is bliss, because the less terrified of the future you actually are, because you're like, oh, well, I don't know what's happening, so I'm fine. Thank you, airplane. Thank you for flying. Yeah. But anyways, you're just like, I'm gonna die. I don't know what was I talking about? This happens so much, dude. Living in my brain is a pain. Anyways, you're just like, oh, whatever. Just knowing less is better sometimes. Because you're like, you're not terrified all the time. And then especially with misinformation, that doesn't help either. But then you can't get told by fake news if you don't listen to the news, That's my strategy. But I listen to things that interest me, and the things that interest me are very, sometimes end up being very existential, and then you think about it, and the more you think about it, like, the more depressed you get, and you're like, life has no meaning, everything sucks, we're all gonna die. And you know how I said I was paranoid, like, earlier? I've had this dumb thing since I was, like, a little kid. And this kind of has to do with what I was talking about, but I was kind of talking about earlier where, like, something happens and my brain immediately goes to worst case. And not worst case, but, like, it's like, oh, God. Like, every time I've heard a plane go over, because I lived in L.A., so I heard the airport there, and I live in a semi-biggish town in Texas, so there's an airport here. But you can always hear planes fly over. And ever since I've been little, I've been hearing planes fly over. And I'm being like, oh, God, we're getting bombed. And I don't know where that came from. Because I didn't watch war movie stuff until I was older. And I didn't play, like, shooting games. Because we weren't allowed to. And we also didn't have an Xbox. And no one wants to play a shooting game on the Wii. And our parents wouldn't let us anyways. So that didn't matter. But yeah, so I don't know where that came from, but it's like as soon as I hear a plane, I'm like, oh, God, we're going to die. Please, everybody take cover. This is not great. Please save us, or Lord, our Savior, for we have fallen short of the glory of God, Yeah, I am... So I'm just paranoid, just different things are going to happen. And it's like, I'm scared to even talk about what state I live in the city. I'm not going to mention the city, but I'm just scared because it's like, I don't want to get famous someday. And I become more cautious maybe about saying certain things. But then this is already out there and it's people like, oh, well, he lives this, and they're able to deduce. And it's like, he lives here. He lives in this city. And then they're able to find my house. And especially because I live with other people, it's like, I don't want to get, first of all, I don't want to be in danger. Second of all, I don't want other people to be in danger, especially because of me. That sucks. It's like, I don't want to get swatted. I don't know if that still happens. It must, somewhere. Excuse me. But it's like, I don't want to be swatted, and you hear these stories. I think I've said this before. I feel like I'm getting deja vu where, like, you don't want to get swatted where people die because you're getting swatted. And that's not fun. I wonder how much of these podcasts is just me just repeating myself. Because I don't know if it's just because it's only in a week span or if it's just because I haven't done much because of coronavirus. But currently it's like it's probably just because I think a lot of things, a lot of the same things a lot of the time. And it's like, I don't know. But sometimes you have like some brilliant moments where you think something amazing and you have to write it down. Or for me, I have to tweet it out. And then sometimes I'm going back through my tweets. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is really funny. I am a comedic genius. And then I realize that like the next 10 tweets are absolute garbage. And it's like 1 out of 10 jokes that I make are actually really good. And then the other ones are just really stupid. And I had a really good one today. But I had it in the middle of dinner. And it wasn't anything to do with anything else. I don't remember where it came from. I had an amazing thought, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is the funniest thing I've ever thought of. But no, I lost it. I lost it when I realized that. I was like, I had something to tweet out, and then I realized I lost it, and it made me sad. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the title of this video, because I've been talking all over the place. I guess existential stuff. Huh. Who knows? Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. It's practically 5 minutes to 10, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And thank you.